Hello again, everyone. This is Patrick from BC Solutions. Welcome to another version of the ABCs of digital marketing. Now, we've had a series of interviews with different associates at AVP Solutions, but the last interview is the best interview. I'm now sitting down speaking with Tiffany Segura, the founder of AVP Solutions. Tiffany, tell us a little bit about how you had come to find AVP Solutions.
Hi guys. I founded AVP Solutions with $150 and feet on the street per se, walking door to door, collecting applications and setting up merchant services.
So a lot of people, as the world may not all know what AVP Solutions is. Please go into a little more detail. I would give a shorter version because I only know so much, but I know obviously it's your company. Go into a full description.
What AVP Solutions is a merchant service provider. We set up different types of business owners or services to accept a form of credit card processing. So we set up merchant services to accept credit cards.
Very interesting, very interesting. Tiffany, tell me what type of, knowing the arenas that you like to work in, having dealt with a lot of your associates and your team, and seeing how they're all in different divisions and they're all in different industries, where would you like to say that your company specializes? What is your main kind of arena that you like to work within?
We love to work with hard to place merchants. And with hard to place, most banks don't understand the concept of a business. If it's say a business model is such and it's not clear what they're selling. So they're not selling t-shirts, but they're selling t-shirts plus some creams on the back end, and there's a lot of cross sells or there's upsells. So what we do is we dissect the type of business they are and present it to the bank so they can get approved for a merchant account.
Interesting, very interesting. There are a lot of merchant service companies out there, but you guys have such a unique niche, and you guys really do separate yourselves and show a difference in your company. Is this the reason? Is this the direction that you've wanted to go in, or this is kind of a division that you've just felt more comfortable in?
Well, what happened was when I was in retail space and I was going, door to door.
Sure.
I'm selling terminals. It was based on selling the terminals, the draft capture machine at the time. It was a Zon Junior Trans 330. Was based on putting those machines in place, eliminating the magazines that they would look up cards. And so at the time we were just making, least amount of money. And so as the business developed, and by the way, at the time there was no chargebacks. So if you had a chargeback, you wouldn't be put on a list per se.
Really?
The percentages changed. So back in the day, it was open-end chargebacks.
Sure.
And today it's at 1%, with Visa MasterCard rules. So it's the environment keeps changing as we, go down this line. So we went from a retail environment that was very boring, right? Lots of competition, and there wasn't much substance in the sale. And I always like to do things that are a little harder in life. So I went after things that banks don't want to touch. The typical banks, they don't want that on their book of business because it's high risk or hard to place. And they don't have the manpower to underwrite the deal or risk the deal. So I did it twofold. I went after merchants that were hard to place, and I went after banks that accepted that. So we were locked in an environment where people don't want these type of deals. They rather have the mom and pops coffee shops. But what's going on now in our environment, those mom and pops coffee shops aren't in business. And
Right.
What's keeping us afloat is B2B merchants and the high risk merchants, because they're still online processing orders. And so that's an environment that I've been in for 22 years.
It's very impressive. I mean, I have to tell you, talking with your team and understanding your team and the time and the effort and the expertise that you have put in to training them, they are without a doubt the center knowledge when it comes to the different divisions that they run. And I am
Right.
so I don't want to say overwhelmed is the wrong choice of word. I'm so impressed and blown away by how diligent they are and how they stay. I've never seen, besides my firm with customer service, I've never seen a customer service company such as yours where they're in tune with their clients. They understand the needs of their clients. And that's amazing.
You have to know your merchants. It's the KYC, understanding who they are, what they're doing, and how they're doing it. And that's the importance of having a merchant service business, is understanding your merchant.
Well, let me ask you this. Looking at the current environment that we live in now, and it has changed. Our landscape in the last 6 months has changed. How do you see how business was 6 months ago to today? And then how do you foreshadow it 6 months going forward with just the way the climate moves?
Well, 6 months ago, we were accepting credit cards at our local retailers.
Sure.
And when this hit, most of the businesses closed down. So there's a lot of business out of business, okay? And those businesses had to come up with an idea to go back into business and to sit in this environment. And the environment is now, it's all online. So those businesses, if they can maintain being closed down until this is over, or they jumped in and they instantly got online and started selling products or whatever they were doing, okay? So we saw the retailers turn around and become online retailers. So we went from a physical building to an online building, per se. And so most of this stuff is going digital, you know, hearing rumors that we're going digital currency next. And that's going to be a different environment. We're used to credit cards and we're used to cash. And so with digital currency hitting, you know, coming into place, most likely, and businesses being online, then we have you folks that are doing digital marketing. So we appreciate it. It's all lined up, you know, the triple D's, digital currency, digital marketing. You know, it's digital, you know, being out there in the world. It's all digital, it seems like.
Well, that is, I mean, I agree with what you're saying. We're the days of your sales staff or any sales staff at this point being able to go into offices or going into companies and shaking hands and meeting people and talking with people and opening up the opportunity to build a relationship. That's been changed. The world now, like you and I right now, we're sitting on a Zoom, we're sitting on an interview, and our interview is 5,000 miles away from each other.
Right.
You know, but yet I feel like I'm across from your desk right now. I feel like I'm right there. I can rub out and grab those Buddhas right in front of you.
There you go.
They're all there. And that's the nice part about this, is that the world that we live in that has changed, we've adapted to it. We have become, your firm and many firms out there have chameleonized themselves to adapt to what we're living in at this point. And I
don't know if it's going to change, because if you look at it, when I was on the streets of LA walking, doing sales, I can hit so many a day. But
Right.
then I was on the phone, I'm hitting 10 times that. And now we're doing Zoom meetings and I'm entertaining a much broader spectrum around the world and just still be in my office.
That's the luxury of this.
And it's awesome.
There's always a silver lining in any of these gray clouds that we live within.
I agree.
We've learned to cope with things, but we've also learned to overcome. And I am blessed to be able to say that I have built a relationship, I've built a friendship, and I've built a working relationship with you and your staff at AVP Solutions. And I am so impressed, as I said, with just the time and the efforts and the timelines, because you are a West Coast company. You are a California-based operation, but yet you do service the world. And you are always accommodating to anyone else's timelines and time zones. And that's a big factor. A lot of companies out there want you to play in their time zone, and you're always dealing in someone else's, and you make the accommodation for that. And that goes a long way. It really does.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So now, if people want to find you, how would you like them to reach out? Besides finding you on LinkedIn, okay, how would you like them to find you? How would you like them to search for you and track you down?
They can go to our website, which is www.avpsolutions.com, or call us on our 800 number.
Or they can also go to LinkedIn and look for you.
That's
you up.
correct.
Tiffany Segura, AVP Solutions, LinkedIn, on LinkedIn as the owner and founder of one of the most prestigious companies that I've been working with to date. And I thank you. You're welcome. I thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. If you wanted to leave one last impression with everyone, what would it be about your company? One particular thing that you want to leave with people?
We never give up.
I like that. I like that. I like that motto.
Yeah.
It goes a long way, and it serves you well, because that is a fact. I'm very impressed with that. Guys, again, thank you all for tuning in and watching another interesting episode of the ABCs of Digital Marketing. Again, sitting here with Tiffany Segura, founder of AVP Solutions. Please look her up. Please reach out to her for all of your service needs, your merchant service needs in the high-risk arena, as well as your regular arena. I'm sure she'll be able to accommodate you, and she'll be able to do things that you'd be very surprised with. Thank you again. And as I always say, it's always good to be seen.